Okay, so good morning students. Our topic for today it's all about the graph of a rational function. Okay, first let's have a recall about the domain range zeros, intercept, the y-intercept, and the x-intercept. Okay, so when we say domain of a function, it's the set of all values that the variable x can take. So it's all about the x values. Then the range of the function is the set of all values that function x will take. Okay, so the function x will take, so that would be the range or the y values. Okay, the zeros of functions are the values of x which make the function 0. Okay, so are the values of x, so this is the function that the values of x which make the function 0. And the intercept are x or y intercept crosses the x-axis or y-axis. Okay, so when you say intercepts, x or y intercepts that crosses in the x-axis and the y-axis. The y-intercept is the y-coordinate of the point where the graph crosses the y-axis. Yung y-axis yung ating vertical. Yung ating vertical. And the x-intercept yung ating the vertical line or the x-coordinate of the point where the graph crosses the x-axis. Okay, so it's all about the y and x-intercept. Makita ito sa ating sa Cartesian plane. Okay, so in the asymptote, so recall po, in the asymptote is a straight line associated with a curve such that as a point moves along an infinite branch of the curve. So merong mga curve na makita, curve line na makita dito sa asymptote. Yung merong approaching na line doon sa ating, pero di siya touch in the given or the restriction point. Okay, so the distance from the point to the line approaches 0 and the slope of the curve of the point approaches the slope of the line. Okay, so vertical asymptotes, they are the restriction on the x values. Merong mga restrictions in the on the x values, merong mga restriction po dyan. So merong mga curve na dapat na hindi mag-touch doon sa ating x values pag vertical asymptote. In the horizontal asymptotes, okay, so meron tayong mga condition dito. So let n be the degree of numerator. So yung n is the degree po. N numerator, then the degree. And m in the degree of denominator. So if n is less than m, so it means pag maliit yung n kaysa kang m, n is less than m, y is equal to 0. Yung degree ni numerator. If n equals m, pag the same po yung degree ng numerator and the denominator natin, y equals a over b, where a is the leading coefficient of numerator and b is the leading coefficient of the denominator. Okay, when we say leading coefficient, it means po, leading coefficient or numerical coefficient, it means ito po yung number na tapad ni variables. Yung number na tapad ni variables, like 2x. So 2x, so the leading coefficient of 2x is 2. Okay, yung katabi ni variable. If n is greater than m, okay, so malaki yung n natin kay kang m, there is no horizontal asymptote. Okay, pag malaki yung degree ng n kaysa kang m, so there is no horizontal asymptote. Okay, so example po. So we have the example. Function x equals 7 over x. Okay, so in the domain, so get the value. Diba? Pag domain, yun, in our denominator, you need to, if meron siyang polynomials dyan, you need to factor out. Okay, so we have x, diba? In order to get the domain, so dapat yung x natin is not equal to 0. Bakit? Kung mag-equal siya ng 0, x element of real number, such that x is not equal to 0, dapat hindi siya magiging 0. Bakit? Pag magiging 0, magiging undefined. So, magiging undefined yung graph natin. Okay. Then, the x-intercept. So, you need to equate the function x into 0. Okay, so, 0 equals 7x. Okay, then 0 equals 7. Okay, so there is no x-intercept po sa ating getting the x-intercept and the y-intercept. In the y-intercept, y equals to 7 over 0. So there is no y-intercept. Yung x natin, pag getting the value of the y-intercept, yung x natin, mag-replace lang po tayo ng 0. So y equals 7 divided by 0. Okay, so diba, undefined po siya. So there is no y-intercept. In the vertical asymptote, so get the value, in the vertical asymptote, kunin mo lang yung numerator natin na 7. So, x equals 0. In the horizontal asymptote, so get the value of our denominator. So, it means po, yung numerator natin, di ba, wala siyang degree sa ating variable. Wala siyang variable, wala siyang degree. So, n is less than m. So, mas bababa yung degree ng n natin kay kang m. So, y is equal to 0. Okay, so, paki-check na lang po dito in the horizontal asymptote. So, n is less than m, so y equals to 0. Okay, so, in graphing po, so this is our graphing. So, meron tayong Cartesian plane dito. So, yung domain natin, 'di ba? Dapat hindi siya magta-touch into 0. So, dapat yung x natin dapat hindi siya magiging 0 para hindi siya maging undefined. So, by writing the table of values po, so negative 4, negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so paano ba kukunin yung y values natin? So, yung negative 4 is substitute nyo lang dito sa x natin. So, 7 divided by negative 4, so negative 1.75. 7 divided by negative 3, negative 2.33. Okay, so ganyan lang po sa pagkuha ng points natin or the coordinate points natin. Negative 1 divided by negative 7 divided by negative 1, so we have negative 7. Then, yung undefined yung 0 natin, so dapat hindi siya magta-touch into 0 po. So, this is our graph po. So, ito po. Okay, then ito po sa baba. Okay, using the Desmos po, kung mayroon kayong Desmos calculator, you can type the equation po para malaman nyo kung ano ang tamang answer or tamang graph. Okay, para hindi kayo mawala sa inyong sagot or sa inyong solution. Okay, so this is the rough sketch po, the rough sketch. Okay, so pinapakita ko kanina. So, mayroon tayong rough sketch. Okay, ito po. Then, the actual sketch na www.desmos.calculator. Okay, so tap nyo lang dito. Pwede kayong mag-type dito sa computer. Then, using the Desmos po, okay, ito na po yung result. Okay, so hindi magta-touch sa ating x is not equal to 0. Bakit? Kung magta-touch siya sa 0, so undefined po siya. Okay, undefined siya kung magta-touch siya into 0. Okay, so another example. So, meron tayong function dito. The function x equals 5x over 2x minus 8. So, the domain. So, by getting the domain po, so, kunin nyo lang yung denominator dito, 2x minus 8. So, 2x minus 8 equals to 0. 2x equals 8. Then, okay, so, yung negative 8 natin, transpose nyo lang dito sa right. So, magiging positive na po ito. Okay, so additional property. Okay, so yung properties ang tawag sa properties pag gumagamit ka ng transposition or transpose, additional property of equality po. Okay, so APA po. APA po. Then 2x divided by 2x. So in order to get the value of x, 2. So divide nyo lang ng 2 dito. Divide lang nyo lang ng 2. Okay. So, 2 divided by 2, okay, 1 na lang. Okay, wag na kayong maglagay ng 1 dyan. Then, 8 divided by 2, so, positive 4. Then, the x element of real number x is not equal to 4. Bakit? Kung mag-equal mag-equal ka ng 4 dito sa ating denominator, di ba? 2 times 4, 8. 8 minus 8, 0. So, dapat hindi siya mag-equal to 4. So, merong restriction po. Dapat yung x natin is not equal to 4. In the zeros naman, so, you need to equate lang po. Yung 5x equals to 0. Okay, kunin nyo lang yung numerator natin. 5x equals to 0. Then, divided by 5 in order to get the value of our x. Diba? Okay, bakit naglagay pa ako ng 5 dito sa atin? Okay. So, 5x divided by 5x equals to 0. 0 divided by 5. Okay, 0 po. Next, in the x-intercept. So, by getting the x-intercept po. Okay, let me check kung nag-record pa ba. Okay. Okay, so by getting the x-intercept, so all you need to do, yung x natin, maglagay ka lang 0. Okay? And then, so, cross-multiply lang po. Okay. 0 times, okay, ganyan lang. Parang proportion lang. 0 times 2x minus 8, we have 0. 1 times 5x, 5x. Okay, so get the value of our x. So, divide lang ng both side by 5. So, x equals to 5. Next, in the y-intercept, okay, pag gusto nyo kunin yung y-intercept natin, if you want to get the y-intercept, so yung x, you need to replace by 0. Replace ng 0 yung x natin. So 5 times 0, then 2 times 0, minus 8. Yung mga x variable natin dyan. Okay, 5 times 0, 0. Over negative 8, 0 divided by negative 8, so equals 0. So yung x-intercept natin is y, 0 po. And the x-intercept is 0. Y-intercept, 0. Yung x-intercept, 0. In the vertical asymptote, so in the vertical asymptote, x equals 4. Okay, so, dito lang po, sa vertical asymptote, yung domain natin, x equals 4. Dapat yung, ito po yung mga restriction number in the vertical asymptote. So, x equals 4. Then, in the horizontal asymptote, okay, so, applying the condition lang po, the horizontal asymptote, bakit nagiging 0 siya? N equals m. So, gumagamit ka ng n equals m pag merong degree yung ating fraction po. So, pag meron siyang degree, okay, so, saan yun? Pag meron siyang degree, di ba? So, meron siyang degree ng 1. Okay, gumagamit ka ng n equals m pag meron siyang variable dito. So, 5 divided by 2, okay, wait lang. Pag ganyan po, so yung leading coefficient natin na 5 over 2, so i-divide nyo lang. Okay, copy nyo na n equals m. Pag equal yung degree natin, then 5 divided by 2. Okay, 5 divided by 2, we have 2.5. Yung horizontal asymptote natin equals 2.5. Okay? Next, so we need to sketch or wrap the graph po. Okay. So using the sign table po, okay? So the sign table and the vertical asymptote, horizontal asymptote, the x-intercept and the y-intercept and the zeros. In the vertical asymptote, okay, so x is equal to 4. Okay, saan yung x equals to 4? Okay, dito po. So ito po yung line. So, dapat, merong mga restriction dyan na yung graph natin hindi siya magta-touch sa ating vertical asymptote. Ito po yung vertical asymptote natin. Ito po. Okay. In the horizontal asymptote, y equals 5 over 2. So, saan yung 2.5 natin dyan? Okay, dito po, yung y natin. Ito po yung y natin. So, 2.5. In between 2 and 3 po. Yan. So, mag-write ka lang ng broken line dyan. Then, in the x-intercept, okay, in the x-intercept, so, di ba 0 lang po. 0 and 0. So, dito, yung x-intercept natin. Then, the y-intercept, 0 and 0 po. Okay. And the zeros, x is equal to 0. Okay? So, by writing the set interval the sign notation, the sign table po, set notation, sign table. So, in the interval, so x is greater than to 0, x is greater than to 0, x is less than to 4, then x is greater than to 4. Okay, so maglagay ka lang mga value dito. Okay? Pag greater than x greater than to 0, less than to 0, so maglagay ka ng negative 1, di ba? So mas mababa kay 0. Okay, pag in between po, so maglagay ka ng x equals to 1, so maglagay ka ng mga variable. Then negative 1 times 5x, negative 1 times 2x minus 8, negative. Okay, negative times negative, positive. So it means po above in the x-intercept, in the x-axis po. Pag naka-positive, above in the x-axis. Okay, so ganyan na, 5 times 1, positive, 2 times 1, minus 8, so negative po yung sagot, positive times negative, negative po, so below the x-axis. Then, 5 times 5, positive yung sagot, 5 times 2, 10, minus 8, positive yung sagot, positive times positive, so it means above in the x-axis. Okay, so let's have sketch po, the rough sketch. Okay, so it means po, x is less than to 0, so above in the x-axis po, so ito po yung graph. Okay, and in between po, x is greater than to 0, then x is less than to 4, so ito po yung graph niya. Okay, so ito po yun. Okay, then x is less than to 4, so ito po yung x is greater than to 4, ito po yung graph. Okay, so wait lang ha. Wait lang, magbili muna ako ng ulam. So, break muna, 1 minute lang po. Maya na lang, wala pa lang. Okay, so continue lang po tayo. Okay, so using the Desmos po, okay, so type nyo lang yung equation natin. So, 5x over 2x minus 8, okay. So, ito po yung graph niya. Diba? Hindi siya nagtatouch sa ating vertical asymptote and horizontal asymptote. So, nag-approaching lang po siya. Okay? Okay, ganyan lang po. Diba? Okay. So, next, we have another example, x minus 2 over x plus 2. So, in the domain po, so x plus 2, so yung equate nyo lang po ito into 0, x plus 2 equals to 0, x equals okay, transpose lang po, negative 2. Yung dapat yung domain natin is not equal to negative 2. Bakit? Kung mag negative 2, magiging undefined po. Okay, so wait lang po ha. Tayo, palitan usod ante. Dito tadi libur ni. Hah? Duto din nga po na. Order na sa Shopee. Excuse na to, nag-record ko nga rin. Kailangan na ako maka-record sa math day. Kilisod kayo ang grade 11 mo. Ano sa tayo yung panay? Calculus? Dili. Ano na yung mga expression? Okay, so I'm back po. So, this is our domain. So, x plus, x element of real number such that x is not equal to negative 2. Pag nagiging negative 2 yung x natin, so magiging undefined po. Okay, so meron siyang restriction in the function po. Dapat yung x, yung denominator natin not equal to negative 2. In the zeros, so x minus 2, so you need to get the numerator po, then equals to 0. So transpose nyo lang po, so nagiging x equals 2. In the x-intercept, so yung function x natin, so equate ka lang ng 0. So magiging 0 yung function x natin. Equals to x minus 2 over x plus 2. Okay, divide lang ng, okay, cross multiply lang po. Okay, 0 times x plus 2, 0. 1 times x minus 2, x minus 2. Then, transpose lang yung negative 2 natin. So, magiging x equals 2. So, ito po yung x-intercept natin. Okay? In the x-axis. In the y-intercept, in the y-axis po. So, y equals negative 1. Bakit nagiging negative 1 po yung, okay, so, dapat mag-equate ka lang po. Okay? So, pag y-intercept, yung function natin na x minus 2, so 0 minus 2 over 0 plus 2 lang po. Okay, negative 2, wala na itong 0 ha. Negative 2 divided by positive 2, so negative 1. Okay, so ganyan lang po. Then, in the vertical asymptote, so x equals negative 2. Okay, so kunin nyo lang yung denominator natin dito. Okay, okay, hindi. In the vertical asymptote, so, paki-check na lang po sa domain natin. Diba? Okay, so yan po yung vertical asymptote. So, yung graph natin, naga-approach po yung line in the negative 2, pero di siya mag-touch. In the horizontal asymptote, so, check na lang po yung yung degree natin, x, meron siyang degree na 1. Then, yung x natin, meron siyang, in the denominator, meron degree na 1. So, get the numerical coefficient po, or the leading coefficient na 1 and 1. So, 1 divided by 1. So, yung horizontal asymptote natin is y equals 1. Okay? So, meron tayong rough sketch dito. And the sign table po. So, in the vertical asymptote, di ba, x equals negative 2, the horizontal asymptote, y equals 1. Okay, so ito lang po. In the vertical asymptote, okay, negative 2. Okay, ito po. Ito po. So, sa ating y value. So, meron tayong vertical dito. Ito po. Ayan. In the horizontal asymptote, y equals 1. Okay, so ito po yung restriction po niya. Okay. Next, in the x-intercept, 2, di ba? Yung x-intercept natin, 2. So, mag-equate ka lang ng 0, maglagay ka lang ng 0 dito sa ating range. So, 2 and 0. So, saan pong 2 and 0? Ito. And the y-intercept, 0 and negative 1. Okay, ito po, 0 and negative 1. Okay. Ana. Then, kani, 2 and 0. Okay, in the zeros, x equals 2. So, in the zeros, x equals 2. Then, 2 and 0. Okay, in the, bago ka mag-rough sketch po, so first, all you need to do, magamit ka lang or gumamit ka ng sign table po. X is greater than the negative 2, x is greater than to negative 2, but less than to 2, then x is greater than to 2. Okay, so mag-assign ka lang ng values po. Sa pag x is greater than to negative, less than to negative 2, okay, sorry. X is less than negative 2, di ba? So, mag-assign ka lang po, x equals negative 3, di ba? Less than man siya. Then, x is greater than to 2, negative 2, so x equals 0. Then, x is less than to 2, so 0, 0. X is greater than 2, so x equals 3 po. So, substitute lang po, negative 3 in the x plus 2, okay, negative. Then, substitute lang po, 0 to plus 2, 0 plus 2, so positive po. Because after that, negative times negative, positive. So, it means above the x-axis. And positive times negative, so, pag negative ha, below the x-axis po. The positive times positive, okay, above the x-axis. So, ito po yung sketch po niya. Pag x is less than to negative 2, so it means po, x is less than to negative 2, so baba, dapat yung positive natin, so above in the x-axis po. So, taas, baba sa x-axis. So, ito po yung sketch niya. Then, pag between po, x greater than to negative 2, but less than to positive 2, so, pababa. Okay, ito po. Okay. Then, x is greater than to 2. Okay, so, kaning diri so mo niyang iyang sketch ha. Okay. Okay. Then, ito po, so, sa taas lang po. Taas man siya sa x is greater than 2. Okay. Yan lang. So, using the desmos po, okay, so ito po yung graph niya. So, nag-approach lang po sa ating domain and the range. So, hindi po siya nag-touch po. Okay? So, next, sketch the graph of function x, 3x squared minus 8x minus 3 over 2x squared plus 7x minus 4. Okay, so by getting the domain and the zeros. Okay, so pag domain, so kunin nyo lang ang x value po, or factor out na lang po sa 2x squared plus 7x minus 4. So, ito po yung factor out niya. 2x minus 1, x plus 4. Okay, transpose lang po negative 1. So, nagiging positive 1. So, divide by 2. So, 1/2. Okay. So, bawal daw ang 1/2 and negative 4 sa ating denominator. Pag nagiging 1/2 and pag ang x natin magiging 1/2 and yung x natin magiging negative 4, so magiging undefined po siya. So, yan po ang kanyang vertical asymptote po. Okay? So, x is an element of real number. X is not equal to 1/2 or x is not equal to negative 4. In the zeros naman, okay, so 3x plus 1 equals to 4. Okay, so tingnan nyo lang yung numerator natin, equals to negative 3 equals to 0 po. Okay, equate nyo, transpose nyo lang sa positive 1, nagiging negative 1. So, divide by both side by 3 po. So, x equals to negative 1/3. Then, ang isa natin, so x equals to negative 3. So, magiging x equals positive 3. So, ito po yung zeros niya. Next. Okay, so ito po. Pag x-intercept, yung function natin, function x, so equate into 0 po. Okay, so 3x plus 1, x minus 3 over 2x minus 1, x plus 4. Cross multiply lang po. Okay, 0 na po ito dito. 1 times 3x plus 1, x minus 3. Ito po. Okay, 3x plus 1 equals to 0. X minus 3 equals to 0. Transpose nyo lang yung positive 1 dito. So, 3x negative 1. Divide by 3 po. So, x equals negative 1/3. Then, x minus 3 equals to 0. So, transpose lang yung negative 3 sa kabila. So, x equals 3. In the y-intercept po, so it means meron tayong x-intercept dito na negative 1/3 and 0. And 3. So, ito, mag-touch po ito ha. 3 and 0. Pag y-intercept, okay, so tingnan nyo lang yung ang ating given. So, equate nyo lang into 0 yung x natin. So, equate lang to 0. Okay, 3 times 0, 2 times 0, 8 times 0, 7 times 0. Okay, so kanindari 0 na po ito. Then, negative 3 over negative 4 divided by negative 4. So, 3/4 positive na po ito. Okay, so dito po yung y-intercept natin. So 0 and 3/4. And the vertical asymptote, so tingnan nyo lang yung domain natin. So 1/2 and -4. In the horizontal asymptote, n equals m. So tingnan nyo lang yung pag same po ang degree, divide lang yung leading coefficient. 3 divided by 2, so 3 halves. Okay, so using the sign table po, so ito na po. So di na kailangan ko na siya i-discuss ha. Inyo mag-assign lang mo mga number 3 Then substitute lang po ito para makuha na yun. Then negative times negative times negative times negative, positive. Negative times negative, positive times negative, negative times positive, negative. Okay, so meron tayong x positive minus positive minus positive. So above x-axis, below x-axis, above x-axis, below x-axis, and above x-axis po. So meron tayong vertical asymptote. Okay, so 1/2, -4, the horizontal asymptote 3 halves, and the x-intercept 1 and negative 1/3 and x equals 3. Then the y-intercept, y equals 3 halves. Okay, then the zeros, x equals negative 1/3 then x equals 3. Okay, so ito po yung ating graph. So di ba meron tayong vertical asymptote na 1/2. Okay, so ito po yung 1/2 natin. Then the x equals -4, so ito po yung vertical asymptote natin. The horizontal asymptote, so 3 halves, so naasa mga 1.5. Okay, so ito yung mga vertical asymptote natin. Okay, so after that, mag-sketch ka lang. Okay, so above x-axis, ito. Okay, above x-axis, x is less than to -4. Okay, ito po. Next, below x-axis po, so dito po. So ito po. So below x-axis. -4, x is greater than to -4, x is less than to -1/3. Okay, ito po. So merong na yung mga possibility na mag-touch po siya sa ating horizontal asymptote. Pero pag mo gamit na kaog ka na mga polynomials po or mga quadratic. So na yung mga possibility nga mag-touch po siya. Okay? So below x-axis, above x-axis, so ito po yung second one. Okay, using the Desmos po. Okay, the rough sketch, ito po. Then the actual sketch using the Desmos. So ito na po. Okay, so thank you students. So that would be our recorded discussion po. Okay, so don't forget to subscribe na lang po and like na lang po. Okay, type done po kung mahuman na mo og tan-aw ha. Okay, so kaning reference po gikuha lang ako sa YT, then ako lang gi-discuss nga pina sa yon. Okay, so thank you students.